Now on 4 News Now at 6, fire crews are on high alert right now because of our gusty winds and warm temperatures. I'll show you wind conditions are expected to improve in your first alert forecast.
And families at one Spokane Valley apartment complex found the SWAT team right outside their door this morning. We'll show you what led to that hours-long standoff and how the suspect tried to escape.
And new rules in Spokane mean you have to restrict when you water your lawn. So why do city parks still seem to water anytime they want? We asked the city why the rules aren't the same for everyone. You're watching 4 News Now at 6.
All right, begin with our fire watch coverage tonight. We're tracking new wildfires in our area that have started just in the last few hours. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. I'm Derek Dice.
And I'm Kirsten O'Connor. We want to keep you up to date. So the first fire is burning near 5 Mile Prairie. Fire crews tell us it burned about 1.5 acres. Crews have stopped forward progress, and they tell us if they can keep that fire under 10 acres, it improves their chances of containment exponentially. In Cheney, crews were able to quickly get a handle on a brush fire on Cheney-Spokane Road right near the North Cheney Mobile Home Park. It burned about the size of 20 football fields.
Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker joining us now.
Yeah, and Chris, this is exactly what you've been warning us about all week. We knew these wind gusts were coming.
Yes, and that is fire's biggest proponent. It really helps to spread those fires, and that is why we have a red flag warning, a fire weather warning until 10 o'clock tonight. It is going to be a breezy evening. These are not especially strong winds, but it doesn't take much to help spread those fires. Sustained winds in the 10 to 20 mile per hour range, with occasional gusts as high as 35 miles per hour. So far, we haven't seen those 35 mile per hour winds. This is a look at just the wind gusts. 30 mile per hour gusts in Lewiston right now. We've got 19 mile per hour gusts in Ritzville. There's little pockets through the Cascades where we're seeing some higher gusts as well. In Spokane right now, 21 mile per hour sustained winds. We have 23 mile per hour gusts in Coeur d'Alene and 24 mile per hour gusts in Pullman. These winds will die down late tonight, and then a lighter breeze on the way for tomorrow. We have a cold front coming through, and with it, a fair amount of clouds, and that has kept our temperatures a bit cooler than expected. We're in the mid-80s in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, which is just about average. Still plenty warm. 93 right now in Lewiston. It's 90 in Moses Lake. There's those clouds moving through right now, and we are going to see those with us through about 9 o'clock and then start to see some clearing. Temperatures dropping into the 70s by 11. It's slow to cool with those clouds in place. I'll be back with your weekend forecast, Kirsten.
We'll see you then, Chris. Thank you. Some new water restrictions are in place tonight in the city of Spokane.
The restrictions limit how many times a week you're allowed to water your lawn. You can now only water your lawn twice a week for up to 2 hours a day. You're also asked to avoid using water to clean hardscapes like concrete and patios. People with odd-numbered addresses should only water on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. People with even-numbered addresses should only water on Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. And until October 1st, the city says there should be no outdoor watering between the hours of 10 a.m. and 6 p.m.
And those water restrictions may seem a little confusing, especially if you see sprinklers on at Riverfront Park throughout the day, or like we just saw in that video, the rotary fountain on in the afternoon. So we reached out to the city to see if it is required to follow the same set of rules. And the city tells us there are exemptions built into the ordinance specifically pertaining to city parks. The city also says neighborhood splash pads and the rotary fountain recirculate their own water. The ordinance allows for watering in areas that are being established or under repair. The city writing, quote, after Hoop Fest and the 4th of July, there are always areas of grass that need to be reestablished because of the beating they take from the hordes of visitors.
Well, Wednesday is Judgment Day for the man who confessed to killing 4 University of Idaho students. Brian Kohberger changed his plea in order to avoid the death penalty. He also waived his right to appeal both the plea and the sentence. He admitted to killing Kaylee Gonzalez, Madison Mogan, Xana Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin. The judge has set aside the full day for the sentencing hearing. At the sentencing, family members and others connected to the case will have a chance to speak to the judge about the proposed sentence and the impact of the the crime. The Chapin family has already said they will not be at the sentencing. They plan to honor their son's life instead. Kohberger will have the opportunity to address the court, but the defense has not said publicly if he'll do so. The hearing is set to begin at 8 o'clock our time on the 23rd. You can stream it on KXLY.com or on your connected TV using the KXLY Plus app. Well, since 5 o'clock, we've learned new details on the man who triggered a SWAT standoff and a shelter-in-place in Spokane Valley.
Investigators say it all started Wednesday. According to the police department, 28-year-old Ian Richert was spotted near downtown Spokane. He was wanted for an assault that happened back in June. When confronted, Richert drove away from police and eventually did get away. Investigators eventually tracked him down to the Valley 206 apartment complex on North Wilbur Road, just a couple of blocks north of the Black Pearl Casino. Natalie Grant was there this morning and watched as Richert was taken into custody.
SWAT teams are on scene here on North Wilbur Drive in Spokane Valley for several hours this morning, trying to coax a suspect out of an apartment. They say he was armed and dangerous, and they'd been looking for him for days. It even prompted a shelter-in-place warning for several people around this area, eventually sending in the final SWAT team. Where the suspect was found, he jumped out of the back of the building and went running. Neighbors at the Valley 206 apartment say police first showed up around 1 in the morning, lights on, trying to get an armed man out of his apartment. Spokane police telling us the man was wanted and they'd been looking for him for days. While on scene, we heard loud bangs and saw drones in the air. At one point, police say the suspect broke into another apartment, holding someone at gunpoint. They were able to get the person out safe, but the suspect stayed inside. Victor Howard was told to shelter in his apartment and spent the night watching the situation unfold, worrying for the safety of his kids.
I worry about their safety and their concerns. And I turned off all the lights as soon as I got here. I didn't know what was going on. I thought it sounded like shots were being fired.
At around 8:45 a.m., a final SWAT team entered the building with guns and dogs. The suspect then ran behind a row of apartments, jumping the fence right next to our news crews. That's when police took him into custody and the shelter-in-place was lifted. Neighbors returning to their apartments after a night with little sleep. Reporting in Spokane Valley, Natalie Grant, 4 News Now.
And Richert was booked into the Spokane County Jail and faces multiple charges, including kidnapping and burglary.
Well, a Mexican national accused of flooding eastern Washington and Montana with meth and fentanyl will spend nearly 2 decades in prison. Luis Esquivel Bolanos was sentenced to 19 years in prison, followed by 5 years supervised release. He was arrested back in 2023. Esquivel Bolanos was identified as a member of a drug trafficking ring that distributed drugs to the areas marked here on this map. When agents moved in, they searched several homes in Okanogan County. Now, on your screen now are just some of the things they found, including more than 160,000 pills laced with fentanyl, 80 pounds of meth, 6 pounds of heroin, and more than 2 pounds of cocaine. The acting U.S. attorney for Eastern Washington calling it one of the largest drug busts ever in rural Washington.
A chase on a highway on the west side suddenly brought to a dead stop.
See how deputies used a high-tech grappler to snag a suspected stolen car coming up. Plus, why some experts say the seed oils you're cooking with could be putting your health at risk, and which ones might be safer.
A new tiny home village could soon open in Spokane's West Hills neighborhood. Why some neighbors worry it could bring safety issues, while others say it's a step toward solutions. What makes this project a little different? Next, here on 4 News Now.
Connect with 4 News Now on KXLY Plus.
4 News Now is brought to you by Cal Cars in Airway Heights and Coeur d'Alene.
So you want somewhere to play? We got you. A nice relaxing stay? We got you. Wanna be entertained? We got you. Wanna play golf all day? We got you. Coeur d'Alene Casino. Coeur d'Alene Casino. Winning is just the beginning.
Style or substance. Somehow it became one or the other. But there is another choice. Not stopping until you have everything in the GMC Sierra. Get 0% APR on 2025 Sierra 1500 models.
ShopDaveSmith.com.
Find amazing deals store-wide during the anniversary sale at Furniture Row. We're celebrating, and that means the more you buy, the more you save. Take $100 off every $1,000 you spend when you liven up your living room. Dazzle with an all-new dining room, embellish and beautify your bedroom, and supercharge your sleep life with a new mattress. And furnishing your home has never been easier with 48 months no-interest financing. That's right, no interest for 4 years.
The anniversary sale on now at Furniture Row.
Change is always happening. It's part of life. Here at Xfinity, we want to do our part to keep one thing the same, with a 5-year price guarantee on our internet. So no matter how your other costs change, you get 5 years of the most reliable Wi-Fi, with our best equipment included, for a price that stays exactly the same.
It's time to cool off this summer in a new 16-foot or 18-foot swim spa from Quality Spa Spokane at the North Division Y, home of the 6-foot deep swim spa.
Life's just better in a spa.
Warner Music Nashville's multi-platinum star Gabby Barrett continues to be an unstoppable force in country music and will be live at the Coeur d'Alene Casino on Thursday, August 14th. Visit the Coeur d'Alene Casino box office or cdacasino.com for tickets.
Winning is just the beginning.
Monday on GMA, wake up happy with Happy Gilmore himself. Days before the release of Happy Gilmore 2.
Why'd you bring Happy out of retirement?
Monday, Strahan, Sandler.
Son of a gun.
Happy on
Good morning, America.
In news for your health, there's olive oil, seed oil, vegetable oil, even beef tallow. A lot can be used for cooking, but which is the healthiest?
CNN's Mandy Gaither spoke to a health expert to see how you can figure out the right cooking oil for you.
Animal fats and globs of butter. That's how food traditionally has been cooked over generations. That's until these methods were linked to heart disease.
I think that's what really prompted the desire and the need to find other ways of cooking foods.
Dr. Sanjay Gupta says on top of that, there's some concern about seed oils like canola oil or grapeseed oil. Some health experts like the American Heart Association say there's no reason to avoid them, while others believe seed oils are overly processed and may promote inflammation.
And then when you cook these things, especially at high temperatures, you may be releasing other chemicals. So it's really that pro-inflammatory state that people are most concerned about.
But in a sea of different cooking oils, figuring out which is right for you can be hard. Gupta says it'll depend on your risks. For example, if you have heart disease in your family history, you'll want to limit saturated fat in your diet. And he says to do your homework.
With regard to seed oils, though, I think plant-based oils, some are going to be better than others. Olive oil and avocado oil are going to have a better track record, for example. But even if you're looking at some of the seed-based oils specifically, canola oil probably going to be better than corn oil, for example.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Well, more than 67,000 cases of Power Stick deodorant are being pulled off the shelves across the country. This is what it looks like. The company says it's recalling the product because it did not meet quality and safety standards, but did not name the specific issue. So according to the recall, the Power Stick deodorants were sold nationwide, including retailers like Walmart and Amazon. They include the roll-ons that are branded For Her, Invisible, and Original. The FDA recommends throwing the recalls items away or returning them.
You may have smelled a little bit of smoke off and on today. Our air quality around the region, however, is in the good range and is expected to stay there through Saturday. I'll be back with your weekend forecast in just a few minutes.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by McVeigh Brothers.
From your head and shoulders down to your toes and everywhere in between, Kootenai Health provides advanced medicine right where you need it, right here in North Idaho.
At Fred Meyer, you never compromise. You get up high quality like bread baked in store and down low prices everywhere you turn. Up high quality that's guaranteed fresh and down low prices on over 1,000 items. With quality and savings that keep adding up, hand it to Fred Meyer shoppers. You never compromise. Fred Meyer. Fresh for everyone.
One day, maybe these were your people. Or these. But maybe one day you noticed fewer people, which can feel different But good, because now, older, we decide what our people means, how we spend time, even who they are. Like us, our people are their own people. And our connections keep us active, sharper, and happier. Find ways to connect with people of all ages at findyourpeoplewa.org.
We're camping out with the best deals in town from Findlay. Findlay Downtown Toyota is launching the most aggressive deals of the summer with incredible financing options and hot lease specials.
Findlay Toyota's downtown.
We trust the safety gear we buy to protect the people we love, but not all of it does. I'm Natalie Grant. From bike helmets to car seats, I'll show you how to spot the fakes being sold online and what to look for to keep your family safe. Monday on Good Morning Northwest.
I hope for people that choose to watch my forecast on Good Morning Northwest is as you're making your plans for the day, you know what's coming up for your day and how to plan it, and that you have a little bit of fun on the way.
Plan your day with Matt Gray, only on Good Morning Northwest.
Triathletes, if your body reminds you that you are not, in fact, made out of iron, know that Kootenai Health is here for every stroke, pedal, and step of your journey. Find your specialist at kh.org.
All right, take a look at this video of Thurston County deputies using a grappler to put an end to a high-speed chase over a suspected stolen car.
Fully PD, going for a grapple.
All right, so here's how it works. That grappler is a strap mount on the cruiser's vehicle that shoots out and then wraps around a car's rear tire. As you can see, it's pretty effective at bringing this car to a screeching halt. Now, when I watched this, my first reaction was like, dang, that's cool. We've seen this before. Kirsten, you were pointing out, though, like there's a whole lot of other cars around.
I have so many
questions. And things could have gone south pretty quickly, probably, especially because they're right in front of a semi, too. You'll see it pass them in a second if we hang on to this video here.
And when you're going fast and you hit anything on the freeway, even, you know, I don't know, just something that was thrown out of somebody's car, can flip your car. And then all I could think of was the cruiser flipping with it. So I don't know.
Thurston County, I think, is one of only a few law enforcement agencies in the state that actually have those grapplers right now. So we'll see if they maybe become more popular over time.
They're trained to use that.
For sure.
My first thought was when the cat gets out of the house and you grab the tail real fast. You're like...
Holding on for dear life,
Not
too.
that I would do that. Anyway, let's talk about 4 things to know about your weather. The weekend is here. You probably want to know some things. It is going to be calmer on Saturday. It will be cooler as well, but still plenty summery. The weekend highs in the 80s. Showers in the northern mountains. I'm going to show you where in just a moment. And the possibility for more showers around the region next week. That would be great. The odds aren't super, but let's go through your Saturday forecast hour by hour. 60 degrees at 7 o'clock with sunny skies. Just a little bit of a breeze, a pleasant breeze to help keep you cool if you're out on the golf course or perhaps riding your bike and working up a sweat. 80 degrees by 2 o'clock. Southwest winds at 13 miles per hour. That's where that peaks, and that's enough to push the wildfire smoke out of the region, keep things fresh. We're topping out at 82. Our average high is 86. Picking up where that left off, here's Saturday, our forecast radar starting off at 5 o'clock with that southwesterly breeze. As we go through Saturday night, we'll start to see some clouds increasing by Sunday morning. Here's 9 a.m. Sunday with some showers possible over the Blue Mountains, but I'm looking to the north along the Canadian border for the potential for some showers and isolated thunderstorms, slow-moving storms that could put down a fair amount of precipitation over time. So there's the potential for too much of a good thing with these storms as we get into Monday. An area of low pressure that is rotating to our north here Sunday at 5 o'clock, just clipping our region, and it will continue to impact our weather on Monday. And there's where we have a chance of more widespread showers. but it doesn't look like a great chance of measurable rain. Only a 20% chance on Monday and Tuesday. Here's a look at the forecast rain totals for the next 5 days. Fairly puny, measuring it in hundredths of inches, actually only 1/100th of an inch. Your planning forecast then, it is going to stay cool. Temperatures below average through Tuesday. Then we're warming up and seeing more and more sunshine as we get into the end of next week with one more 90 on the map. We're in the hottest time of the year from a climate standpoint. So these temperatures actually fairly welcome in terms of our fire danger. We're not seeing the low relative humidities with these lower temperatures. Kirsten.
Okay, thank you, Chris. Well, a tiny home village for the homeless is on its way to Spokane's West Hills neighborhood.
The facility hopes to reshape how people transition into stable housing. It'll be located right off of Government Way and Sunset Boulevard at the intersection of 7th and South Audubon. Our Alexandra Cohen-Yart shares how the community is reacting to this project.
Transitional housing has long been a point of contention for the West Hills neighborhood, starting after a hotel was renovated into a shelter. However, a new kind of facility is coming into the mix, a 30-unit tiny home village.
It's meeting a need that we have right now to provide transitional housing for our community experiencing houselessness.
That is Leroy Eady with the Waters Meet Foundation, the group leading the project. He says this is something he has heard the homeless community ask for a long time.
If you ask them, the type of transitional housing they would like to be in, tiny home usually rises to the top. And no surprise, because it's their own space.
The units will look similar to this, around 100 to 200 square feet. Bathrooms, laundry, and communal kitchens will be available in a different shared space. However, this neighborhood is split. Several people who did not want to speak on camera tell me they're concerned for the safety problems this could create, but others feel it's a positive move.
My first reaction was, well, on the face of it, it sounds like it has the potential to be something really positive for this community.
Tim Martin recently moved into the neighborhood and says seeing homelessness has become the norm. For him, the idea of a project tackling this issue brings hope.
I would just love for there to be more opportunities for people who are struggling right now to have another option.
The new tiny home village is required to have a good neighbor agreement with the West Hills community. Erie believes the project has the potential of acting as a sense of pride and a step towards fixing homelessness in Spokane.
I think we're going to be able to show that.
All right, that was Alexandra Cohen-Yart's reporting.
Still ahead, Republicans pass a bill cutting billions in federal funding, including money for public broadcasting and foreign aid. Why some call it a win and others say it could be putting lives at risk. Next on 4 News Now.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Findlay Downtown Toyota.
The Pacific Northwest Food and Wine Festival is coming to Spokane. Join us for a weekend of culinary delights, all built around food and wine. Tickets can be purchased via the Experiences tab on the Davenport Hotels Collections website. The festival is brought to you by these sponsors.
What have we got?
The Andersons. All night tossing and turning, bad backs, sleep score at an all-time low.
Round up the team.
At Denver Mattress, going undercover is literally how we solve problems.
And when we find sleepers waking up with aches and pains, we turn to the Tempur-Pedic Adapt, designed for ultimate pressure relief that uniquely adapts to your body's pressure points. The Tempur-Adapt features innovative technology, so you get deep, undisturbed rest all night long.
Denver Mattress, the easiest way to get the right Tempur-Pedic.
It's the All-American Sale at Brothers Flooring and Design. This is where we offer big savings on our American-made flooring, like our Pet Perfect and Color Wall fashion carpets. Plus, we'll install as many rooms as you want for $17.76 in celebration of our independence. And you can also save big on American-made cabinets. Plus, all military and veterans can save an additional 5% off during our All-American Sale at Brothers Flooring.
Bobby Combs RV Center in Hayden has Forest River manufacturer approved discounts of over 35% off MSRP now through July 31st. Save thousands of dollars on models like the Avenger 16RD, normally $28,948, now only $19,990. Or this Avenger, now only $23,990 with approved discount. Or this Salem, with the manufacturer's approved discount, it's only $79,990. Bobby Combs RV Center. Great selection, low prices, and friendly service.
This is important information from AARP and BECU. You're invited to a free event July 30th at the Southside Senior Activity Center. This is an emergency preparedness workshop designed to help older adults and family caregivers in Spokane County take practical steps in the event of an emergency. Come together with others and walk away with the confidence to face emergencies big or small. Connect with your neighbors, local experts, and support organizations and work together to build a safer, more resilient Spokane. Find out more and register at this website.
The Pacific Northwest Food and Wine Festival is coming to Spokane. Join us for a weekend of culinary delights, all built around food and wine. Tickets can be purchased via the Experiences tab on the Davenport Hotel's Collections website. The festival is brought to you by these sponsors.
Around the nation now, the Republican-led House cleared legislation that cuts back about $9 billion from the federal budget.
That includes funding for foreign aid and public broadcasting. CNN's Karen Kafa explains.
House Republicans signed off on billions of dollars in funding cuts sought by President Donald Trump's Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE, handing the president another legislative win.
We clawed back $9 billion in taxpayer funds and wasteful spending, fraud, waste, and abuse.
The DOGE spending cuts were passed under an obscure and rarely used budget law that prevented a Senate filibuster. And they canceled $9 billion in federal funding that was previously approved by Congress. $1.1 billion will be stripped from the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, which helps fund NPR and PBS, and about $8 billion will be taken from foreign aid programs. The U.S. Agency for International Development, or USAID, was one of the first agencies targeted by DOGE. With staffing decimated, nearly 500 metric tons of emergency aid food is set to expire this month and will be destroyed at taxpayer expense.
It takes a lot of people, a lot of workers, a lot of contracts to move this food around the world, and all of those people were laid off. All of the USAID programs were suspended.
Democrats chastising Republicans who have supported the administration's cuts.
It's going to make us less safe. It's going to take funding away from public broadcasting for our kids when they're already having an all-out assault on public education.
House Speaker Mike Johnson hinted at further federal funding cuts, describing rescissions as an ongoing quest. In Washington, I'm Karen Kafa.
Eastern Washington Representative Michael Baumgartner says this bill isn't just about cutting back on spending. It's about keeping promises to the men and women in uniform, with billions going to support the military. Baumgartner writing, "I am always proud to support legislation for those who protect our freedom and all we hold sacred here in the USA."
President Donald Trump is asking the Attorney General to produce, quote, any and all pertinent testimony related to Jeffrey Epstein. This comes as many have been demanding more material on the case be released. Last week, the Justice Department released a memo saying they had not found a so-called client list incriminating associates of Epstein. That client list fueled years of conspiracy theories, some of which had been pushed by members of the Trump administration. The process of releasing more info could take a while, since the courts, have to weigh privacy and other concerns.
The issue is what can be given to the public. Normally, the Department of Justice is not going to reveal the names of uncharged individuals, people who are co-conspirators perhaps, until they're charged.
It's not just critics. Many now supporting the president are demanding the files be released.
President Trump is now suing the owner of the Wall Street Journal over a story that claims the president signed his name across a drawing of a naked woman on a birthday card. That card was said to be for Epstein's 50th birthday back in 2003. The newspaper reports the drawing was surrounded by typewritten text and the line, "Happy birthday and may every day be another wonderful secret." According to the WSJ, the letter was included with others in a birthday album assembled by Ghislaine Maxwell. She was the close Epstein associate who was convicted of child sex trafficking in connection with Epstein. In an interview with the Wall Street Journal on Tuesday, President Trump denied writing the letter or drawing the picture. All right, we have much more coming up tonight in our 6:30 half hour,
including giving you a bird's eye view of some of the amazing wineries in Walla Walla. And Spokane police put in new guidelines for immigration operations in Spokane. The changes the department just put in place to keep everyone safe.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Join us in celebrating Latah Creek Winery. Don't miss your chance to taste Elena's fabulous food, sip Mike and Natalie's gold-winning wines, and save with our special anniversary discounts. Cheers.
Never a doubt. See our great selection of Tundras with backup assist technology and other advanced features at Parker Toyota in beautiful Coeur d'Alene.
It's a summer roundup. This week at Cal, over 300 rigs have been strategically priced low like a stampede of savings.
We're not horsing around with these special buys.
Trade up to a better set of wheels while you lower your monthly payment. Plus, special financing was brought in so you can get a fun new ride for summer.
And $44 down is all you need.
During the summer roundup this week at Cal.
And the princess never felt the pee as the Summit made for a perfect night's sleep.
What was it like before? Never a mattress?
30 years ago, getting a mattress was pretty scary. Middleman hawked spring-filled slabs, hardly fit for a dog, at prices like you wouldn't believe. And you'd barely sleep, what with bad foam and even worse support. But then, Denver Mattress came to town. They promised a better night's sleep, and they delivered. And it still holds true to this day. Denver Mattress. After 30 years, still the easiest way to get the right mattress.
It's time to cool off this summer in a new 16-foot or 18-foot swim spa from Quality Spa Spokane at the North Division Y, home of the 6-foot deep swim spa.
Life's just better in a spa.
Stressed about whether to buy or rent in today's tough market? You're not alone, but you can take control. I'm Derek Dice. In my next Money Saving Monday, I have expert advice to help you make the best choice for your budget and your future. Monday on Good Morning Northwest.
Since 1982, it's been our family's commitment to delight wine lovers with affordable Washington State award-winning wines. Our father-daughter winemaking team deliver a unique experience with every bottle.
Cheers.
Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now at 6:30.
ICE impersonators are becoming more common across the country. In reaction, the Spokane Police Department has adopted its own set of guidelines on addressing these kinds of instances.
Our Alexandra Cohen-Yard sat down with our police chief to discuss exactly what that will look like. She joins us live in studio now with the details.
Derek and Kirsten, it has become increasingly common to see masked federal agents in recent months. This has sparked fear within our own community from people wondering how to tell if someone is a legitimate agent. In response, our police chief enacted these clear protocols for handling calls for incidents involving immigration enforcement. This new guidelines were sent out this week on the same day as that federal agents arrested 9 people in relation to the June 11th ICE protests. They give direction for what officers should do once on scene, one of which is to utilize principles to de-escalate for all who are present. Should it be a legitimate agent, then SPD is instructed to not interfere with the federal enforcement action.
Now, the officers have a tool that shows how they should be responding when we get a 911 call for service. Might be an open air or a street abduction, or what somebody thinks is a street abduction, or a home invasion, or what somebody thinks is a home invasion.
Police Chief Kevin Hall says the guidelines his department now follows are very similar to those at the Los Angeles Police Department. The hope is that they act as guidance for officers to keep them safe and our community as well. The police department says these guidelines have been shared with our local ICE office. While the hope for Chief Hall is that these protocols do not have to be used, he also acknowledges that we do have a militia presence in the region with people who often dress much like federal agents, which can create valid concerns in our community. You can read the full documents outlining the protocols on our website at KXLY.com. In studio tonight, Alexandra Cohen-Yards, 4 News Now.
All right, Alexandra, thank you. Let's send it over to Chris Crocker now with your first alert forecast.
Well, we are still under a fire weather warning for the area shaded in pink on your screen, the Idaho and Washington Palouse, Columbia Basin, the Waterville Plateau, and the Spokane area. Winds out of the southwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour with gusts to 35 miles per hour. Good news is it hasn't been quite as hot and dry as originally forecast, and the winds have been just a little bit calmer. Still, the fire danger is near critical levels. Our high temperatures today, because of some passing clouds, we stayed a little bit cooler at 89 in Spokane, 88 in Pullman. It was 98 in Lewiston, 89 in Ritzville, and 96 degrees today in Colville. Here's those clouds moving through. This is in association with a cold front that is picking up our winds today. We've also picked up just a tiny bit of precipitation showing up. You can tell that this line of showers on the radar is dissipating as it's moving closer to the radar into drier air, and so we're not expecting anything to reach the ground with this first wave of moisture. Our winds, 24-mile-per-hour gusts in Pullman, 30-mile-per-hour gusts in Lewiston. It is breezy across the region, but we're not seeing those critical winds. So that is a bit of good news for the fire lines. Your Saturday planner, 82 for a high. 86 is our average high with partly to mostly sunny skies. I'll be back with the second half of your weekend forecast. Kirsten.
All right, we'll see you then, Chris. Thank you. A free legal clinic was held in Spokane today to help people with outstanding criminal fines and fees on convictions.
Attorneys were on hand to help eligible people start the process of getting relief from those fees. This clinic also helped people with drug possession convictions prior to February of 2021. Commonly referred to as the Blake decision, it's when the state Supreme Court ruled the previous law was unconstitutional. The clinic was also open to people who are currently behind bars. One man who attended the clinic described trying to end a seemingly endless cycle.
It's either the need to want to change or the want to change, but they never actually apply the time or the effort or do the necessary things that are required of them.
Clinics like these happen a couple of times a year. For more information and to register, you can contact the court system.
Well, a Spokane favorite has returned to downtown. Soulful Soups is back at a new location with brand new owners, but the same great food, and yes, they still have the beer bread. Soulful Soups is now at Madison and First in the Old One Tree Cider location, and because of that, it now has draft beer. New owners Aaron and Caden Earl were fans of the old location and jumped at the chance to take it over. Soulful Soups is open Tuesdays through Saturdays, and you can follow 4 News Now on Instagram to watch this full video and find out the latest openings around you.
All right, there is not much better than packing the car and taking a trip to Walla Walla for a weekend of wine tasting. There are about 130 wineries in the area, ranging from small to massive, producing grapes for their own wines or selling them for others to use.
It's a labor of love for so many, with the stories behind the vineyards as diverse as the flavors in the finished product. We have a bird's eye view of Walla Walla's famous export in tonight's Air for Adventure.
We're at Alluve Winery and Vineyard here in Walla Walla Valley. We were just in the process of finishing up a 24-year career in the Air Force. We both served as pilots all around the world and discovered Walla Walla about 25 years ago when we were based in Idaho, and took a chance, bought 10 acres 15 years ago that had no vines on it, no winery, no driveway, and a house that we tore down. So everything that you see here, including the vineyard, we put in starting in 2012 with this dream of having a small estate vineyard and winery property. A real true retirement dream come true for us. We are predominantly known for Bordeaux varietals. That's kind of our focus. In our vineyard, we've planted 3 acres of Cabernet grapes, a half acre each of Merlot and Petit Verdot. And then outside that characteristic, we planted an acre of Chardonnay, primarily because it was a varietal that we enjoyed drinking. And it turns out that our Chardonnay loves this kind of higher elevation, cooler climate site. A grape is super dependent on the sense of place and where it's grown. And Walla Walla is a great example of that. If you taste a wine that's produced from Seven Hills or the Rocks District, and you taste the same varietal, the same grape up here on the north side, they're drastically different wines. And so even as the wine region, I think, has expanded here, I think it continues to be successful because we share and collaborate with each other and try and bring everybody up and make them successful.
We are growing grapes that are well represented for the area, and it's not just, you know, Seven Hills Vineyard. We consider all of Washington. We want everyone to be able to thrive, so everyone's really helpful. We're a vineyard management company. We take care of the properties based on our clients' needs and expectations. We help manage 600 acres of land. It's a little bit under 300 acres of vine production. We grow grapes for over 50 different clients. A lot of the people we work with really care about sustainability, so we are on top of our farming practices to ensure that we're not just farming for today and tomorrow, but for the next 50 to 100 years. How's the soil going to, you know, be able to withstand production and the vine itself? So we farm for longevity. We do incredible Sauv Blanc. We do wonderful Sangiovese. I mean, you can compare all these different things, and I don't think Washington just does Cab well. I don't think we just do Merlot well. I think as the years have gone on and people have experimented, we're realizing we have favorable climate for a multitude of different crops, and you've got some unique varieties that end up turning into distinct, beautiful wines.
Agreed. Sangiovese is so good. All right, as we count down to the start of the college football season, the Cougs are already getting everyone hyped for game day.
Yeah, WSU Athletics has just announced several new events for home football weekend. Sydney.
Yeah, and WSU's athletic director Ann McCoy says it's all in an effort to kind of just up the game day experience in Pullman. So we're going to talk about those changes you're going to see during football season, plus the next non-conference game finalized on the Zags schedule this fall. It's all coming up next in sports.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now weather is brought to you by Coeur d'Alene Casino Resort Hotel.
It's our 4th of July sale, where you'll find new Sierra 1500s with savings up to $11,250 off MSRP. There's never any dealer-added markups on new vehicles. And ask us about our 3-day return and 7-day exchange at GMC of Riverfront Park.
Rain or shine, day or night, good weather always reigns at the Coeur d'Alene Casino. No matter the weather, winning is better. Your 7-day forecast calls for fun at the Coeur d'Alene Casino.
Coeur d'Alene Casino, where winning is just the beginning.
We have all your SUV options here at Post Falls Volkswagen. Choose the SUV with easy-to-use technology that best meets your needs and budget. There are so many choices, so take as many test drives as you want, and our knowledgeable staff will assist you with all the information you need.
The redesigned 2025 Tiguan just arrived and is turning heads. Smarter, sleeker, and more stylish than anything on the road.
Find SUV options at Post Falls Volkswagen, the home of 0000.
Summer's heating up, but your home doesn't have to. During Mainstream's No Sweat Summer Sales event, it's easier than ever to upgrade your comfort with the best financing offer of the year. For a limited time, enjoy 6 months, no payments, no interest on new AC systems. Stay cool, save big, worry less. Call Mainstream today or visit mainstreamhomeservices.com to take advantage of this amazing offer. Cooler air is just a click or call away. Don't sweat it. Mainstream has you covered.
We're camping out with the best deals in town from Findlay.
Findlay Downtown Toyota is launching the most aggressive deals of the summer with incredible financing options and hot lease specials.
Findlay Toyota's downtown.
It's our 4th of July sale, where you'll find new Sierra 2500 HDs with savings up to $5,500 off MSRP. There's never any dealer-added markups on new vehicles. And ask us about our 3-day return and 7-day exchange at GMC of Riverfront Park.
Dancing with sharks? Who knew sharks could dance? They're even getting judged for their dance moves.
I thought the dance moves were amazing.
Watch the next Inside Edition.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Inside Edition at 7.
Millionaire is back. Can we keep the money ourselves? And this season, it's personal.
Do we love Matt Damon or what?
I'm coming on Jeopardy with someone you hate.
An all-new season of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire starts Wednesday on ABC and stream on Hulu.
All right, this is an Arizona police officer finishing a pizza delivery for a woman after her Grubhub driver was arrested. This is in Tempe. I love Tempe. And the police department there says the delivery driver was arrested during a traffic stop for alleged violations, including speeding and reckless driving. And during the arrest, they found the pizza order and they decided not to leave the customer hanging.
How are you?
Brandon?
Yes.
So your Grubhub guy got arrested.
That's the appropriate reaction.
Yeah, right?
Well.
And good on them, right? They could have just eaten that pizza, but they decided to finish
so
the job.
many things could have happened there. I love the cops for that. They're people first. Come on, that is awesome.
I credit the orange box. That's really helpful. You can't miss that in the backseat. Well, there are just 43 days until the first Cougar football Saturday of the season.
And today, WSU Athletic Director Ann McCoy announced some pretty unique additions to the game day experience in Pullman.
So what a lot of fans are waiting on is if alcohol sales, any movement for that in the stadium. We haven't heard on that yet, so I just have to blanket that statement right now. Don't be too disappointed. There's still some more fun things happening this football season. For opening weekend against Idaho, August 29th and 30th, are the designated Camping with the Cougs nights, where fans can purchase reasonably priced camping spots near campus. McCoy says it's an affordable option compared to some hotels on game days. And then throughout the season, Cougar Athletics is incorporating sunrise yoga on Giesa Field, a 5K and a 10K tailgate trot, which will be a race through campus, and a concert for homecoming weekend. All of it in an effort to raise the bar for fan experience in Pullman. The Cougs begin fall camp on July 30th, and the first game of the season against the Vandals is on August 30th. With Summer League winding down, former Zag Nolan Hickman found 17 minutes on the court for the Dallas Mavs today. He logged a solid 13 points, 2 assists, and a steal off the bench. The Mavericks Summer League, though, was a little shaky, going 2 for 3, but another former Zag, Ryan Nembhard, held his own with Dallas these last few weeks, averaging 11.3 points in his Summer League games, and still more opportunity to prove himself on his 2-way contract. The Zags are locking down dates for their non-conference matchups this fall. Today, Arizona State announced Gonzaga is headed to Tempe for their homecoming weekend game on November 14th. That means Gonzaga will face Oklahoma and Creighton in Spokane, then head to ASU in the span of just 6 days. And the Spokane Indians are back after a few days off, but the roster is going to look a little bit different next time you see them inside of Vista Stadium. Braylon Wimmer and pitcher Michael Prosecki are headed up to Double-A. Shortstop Andy Perez is transferred off the Spokane roster and onto Low-A Fresno's roster. And Spokane is welcoming G.J. Hill from Hartford. His first appearance with the Indians was actually today. He had 1 hit in his 4 at-bats, but it was a struggle all around on offense for the Indians. The Canadians beat Spokane 4-1 this afternoon, and the 3-game series continues tomorrow at 7:05. First pitch tonight for the Astros and the Mariners is just about 30 minutes away in this high-stakes series between the top teams in the AL West. Houston is looking to extend its lead in the division, and Seattle is kind of looking to play catch-up to close that 5-game deficit. The good news is they've got one of the best players in the game right now in Cal Raleigh, who still leads the league in home runs by a mile, and Julio Rodriguez is heating up. He's hit a home run in each of the last 3 games. The team is also coming off of a sweep against the Detroit Tigers. So this series is going to be one to watch. First pitch is tonight at 7:10, and of course I'll have the best plays of the game tonight on Nightside starting at 11.
All right, Sydney, thank you. Daredevil Felix Baumgartner was killed yesterday in a paragliding accident.
Yeah, now the first human being to break the sound barrier without a vehicle is being remembered for his many incredible death-defying stunts. ABC's Andrew Dimbert gives us a look back at his out-of-this-world life.
He's the man who went to the edge of space and jumped.
Sometimes you have to get up really high. How small you are. I'm going over.
Felix Baumgartner, known for death-defying stunts, killed in a motorized paragliding accident along the Italian coast yesterday. Local officials say the 56-year-old Austrian crashed into the side of a hotel pool. Known as Fearless Felix, Baumgartner gained international acclaim for his heart-pounding 24-mile jump from the edge of space, seen in these videos from sponsor Red Bull, the first skydiver to fall faster than the speed of sound.
So my plan is to climb out on that window washer crane and do a base jump from top of that building.
And that wasn't his only feat. In 1999, he set the world record for highest parachute jump from atop the Petronas Towers in Malaysia. In 2003, he flew across the English Channel in a wingsuit. Then in 2007, this stunning base jump from the 85-foot arm of the Christ the Redeemer statue in Brazil. Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
Taking a look at high temperatures this month, we've had no real extremes. We are in the hottest month of the season. The warmest it's been in Spokane is 97. Back on the 13th, we've had 3 days of below average temperatures. Those are in the blue. We're going to add some more to that in the forecast. Some cooler weather for the weekend and beyond after the break.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Crafted here, built to last. Solid American craftsmanship, made for your home, made for life. Now for a limited time, save 30% on all American-made furniture, only at the Tin Roof.
My husband and I had planned our dream home, and it was years in the making. I didn't want to just show up at any big box store. We wanted to sit down, and I want you to spend time with us. Like, this is a big investment. Our family spends so much time in our kitchen, and now that we're moved in, we are so pleased with our experience with Fred's, with the product line, and how it really aesthetically added value to our kitchen. Fred's Appliance over-delivered.
The Davenport Hotels invite you to a signature weekend of culinary delights, September 26th through the 28th. Join us for the Pacific Northwest Food and Wine Festival, taking place in downtown Spokane with multiple events offered throughout the weekend. Purchase any festival ticket and receive a 20% discount code to stay at one of the Davenport properties. Information can be found on the Davenport Hotel Collections website under the Experiences tab. The Pacific Northwest Food and Wine Festival this September, sponsored in part by Windermere Real Estate and 4 News Now.
George Thorogood and the Destroyers bring their roof-shaking rock party to the Coeur d'Alene Casino live Thursday, July 31st. Winter Music Nashville's multi-platinum star Gabby Barrett is an unstoppable force in country music and will be live at the Coeur d'Alene Casino Thursday, August 14th. Ready for action? It's no holds barred as King of the Cage features up-and-coming MMA stars battling it out. King of the Cage, live Thursday, September 25th. Visit the Coeur d'Alene Casino box office or cdacasino.com for tickets.
Winning is just the beginning.
The Oak Ridge Boys American-Made Farewell Tour. Celebrating 50-plus years of touring. The legendary Oak Ridge Boys. July 28th, First Interstate Center for the Arts.
Thank God for kids, there's magic.
Get tickets now at ticketswest.com. The Oak Ridge Boys American-Made Farewell Tour.
Crafted here, built to last. Solid American craftsmanship, made for your home, made for life. Now for a limited time, save 30% on all American-made furniture, only at the Tin Roof.
Call Stop Bugging Me Pest Control and leave everything to us.
Cloudy skies, something we haven't seen a lot of lately. Nothing coming out of the clouds, but they're just passing through. Temperatures in the mid-80s in both Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. They're in association with a cool front that's going to drop our temperatures for the weekend and is picking up our winds. But we are not seeing the really strong gusts that we feared. It is still plenty breezy, and any sort of breeze is a hassle on the fire lines, and any fire starts could spread very rapidly, and we do still have a red flag warning until 10 o'clock tonight. Tomorrow we will also have a little bit of a breeze going with wind gusts up to 20 miles per hour, which might feel very pleasant in the afternoon, and then winds will die down as we get into Saturday night. Saturday's high temperatures will be running just a little below average, 82. It's at Spokane International Airport. Our average high is 86. It's on its way to 87, 83 in Coeur d'Alene and Hayden, 80 in Spirit Lake, and 86 in 9 Mile, as well as Meade and Deer Park at 86. We'll also be in the 80s all the way up through North Idaho, down into the Palouse, 88 in Omak, and 84 tomorrow in Winthrop. A little bit cooler Sunday and even cooler on Monday. May stay in the 70s Monday before we start warming back up again. And then we're above average by just a little bit Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Although 88 is only 1 degree above our average high. We are getting into the hottest time of the year, starting next week, where our average high peaks at 87. With that in mind, July 26th through August 1st, here's the 8 to 14 day forecast. We have this sort of gradation of levels of above average temperatures. So if we're looking at an average high of 87, this would take us into the 90s fairly easily during that time period. No indication one way or another about precipitation, but this 8 to 14 day forecast, I'd give it a D-, and that's being nice over the past few months in terms of its prediction. Monday and Tuesday, a 20% chance of rain. The slightest chance in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, a much better chance up along the Canadian border, where we have the potential for 1/100 of an inch. Also down on the Palouse and into the central panhandle. Breezy tomorrow, not particularly windy. We'll be in and out of the clouds on Sunday. There's that 20% chance of showers on Monday and Tuesday, and then back into the sunshine the middle to end of next work week.
All right, thanks, Chris. And with those temperatures climbing this weekend, the Coeur d'Alene Fire Department is giving families a fun way to cool off.
Yeah, tomorrow firefighters will bring their fire engine to McEwen Park for a special event called Rain in the Park. They'll turn on the hoses and let kids and even adults, if they want, run through the spray to beat the heat. Families can also meet local firefighters, and kids can pick up a fire hat and a sticker while learning important fire safety tips. The fun kicks off at 2 o'clock.
My kids would love that. Before we go to break, here's a look at ABC's primetime lineup tonight.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
This July at Renewal by Andersen. Replace your windows, your patio doors, or your entry door, and we're going to give you an amazing opportunity. You ready? Pay nothing. And I mean zero zilch nada for 18 months. Just to be clear, that's a year and a half. I'm talking about no deposit, no payments, and no interest until January of 2027. We don't know when we'll be able to offer this special financing again, so get in on this while you can. And did you know over 60% of all our customers choose to finance? It just makes sense. But hold on. Why choose Renewal by Andersen in the first place? Well, we use an exclusive window frame material. It's called Fibrex. It never needs painting. It's twice as strong as vinyl. And it was designed to handle extreme temperature swings while repelling moisture and the elements. Speaking of the elements, summer brings warm weather, and warm weather brings bugs. Lots of them. Beat it, bugs. Not on our watch. Our patio doors are designed to slide easily. They're not going to stick and let the bugs in. Replace your windows, patio doors, or your front entry door, and there's no deposit, no payments, and no interest until January of 2027. Get them now and pay down the line. Save $379 on every window and save $779 on every door. Plus, take $879 off your entire project. Book a free window and door inspection with us, and make sure to call before July 31st to lock in our special financing. 509-348-2727. That's 509-348-2727.
It's time to cool off this summer in a new 16-foot or 18-foot swim spa from Quality Spa Spokane at the North Division Y, home of the 6-foot deep swim spa.
Life's just better in a spa. We trust the safety gear we buy to protect the people we love, but not all of it does. I'm Natalie Grant. From bike helmets to car seats, I'll show you how to spot the fakes being sold online and what to look for to keep your family safe. Monday on Good Morning Northwest.
4 News Now is brought to you by VisitLCValley.com.
Coming up tonight on Nightside, scammers are targeting Idahoans with fake text messages demanding payment for traffic tickets. We'll tell you how to spot these scams tonight at 11.
Not a bad weekend. You know, I've been talking about below average temperatures this weekend, but when we're in the hottest time of the year, even if we're below average, we're still in the lower 80s. So it's going to be a nice, warm, summery weekend.
Right, just a smidge above your Goldilocks temperatures, right?
I like
still in a very good zone.
Yes.
All right, Chris, thank you.
Thanks so much for joining us. We'll be right back here at 11, and Sydney will have sports highlights.
Oh, yeah, Mariners.